What we believe is if the hand moves first, and we use the small things move first, followed by bigger parts of the body, followed by bigger parts of the body, it's harder for him to pick up my movement, it's less telegraphic. So if I illustrate that and I over-exaggerate it, that is much more telegraphic than that, if we do that in slow motion, right? Now what I've noticed amongst a lot of guys is they've already got their hand facing forward before they start. So it's very hard to move that first because it's already locked in a position that's as far forward as it can go. They now have to move this part of the body first. So what I'm doing is we're imagining there's a stick in this hand that's held back, and what I want to do is I want to hit Ian around the back of the head with it. So the stick's now facing backwards and I'm going to turn it and hit him. Okay, so what it's doing is it's forcing my hand to go first, and that way the sequence of movement is less telegraphic, okay? So basically the plan of attack is to make sure that instead of me doing something like this, which even that small movement is enough to tell a good fighter that I'm coming, I'm making sure that the hand back first means that it's much harder for someone to pick the movement because the hand goes and the rest of the body follows. Okay, so the hand's back, it's not forward, the hand's back, and there's a stick in Ian's hand facing backwards, and his job's to smack me over the back of the head with it, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this hacky sack, and his job is to touch it. Move your wrist. Good. That's better. Again. Good. Good. Don't use your body. Hand first. Remember, everything is about this going first. Like that. That's right. Oh, cool. So the advantage to this drill is you have to punch and recover enough to have some balance to enter. So the whole idea is not only speeds and juices your punch up, it speeds up your recovery because you need to be able to go again. Okay? If you can't go again smoothly, then you haven't recovered sufficiently, so you have to practice that aspect. Work on that kind of entry, right? But if we hit something solid, we're using our waist, we want to be able to come back the other way, right? So let the energy go and bounce it around, okay? That takes a whip of the core, right? That way, good. And if this one here is blocked, leads to the next one. So the same situation here. If my hand is here, the stick's facing this way. So I would be, in theory, turning this in to hit me this way. Because what that will do is it will basically mean that I can move my body after my hand. The hand goes, the body follows. If we're this side, if we're on the outside, I want my wrist preferably cocked down, not up. Because if it's up, there's nowhere for that wrist to go. If the hand's down, it can turn up, okay? That way. So hand down, and it goes this way, and that's just there. Position, hand first. But it's all about trying to get the natural flexion of the wrist in the appropriate direction so it can't go backwards, so I can't do this. For example, if I'm here and I go, he's going to see that. Or if I'm like this, I'm going to go like that, he'll see it. But if I have my wrist already cocked back, it can only go forward. Okay, so that's the principle of what we're trying to do here. Okay. What we're going to do is the first drill is going to be edge to edge, and I'm just going to bowl it down. And it's going to be through, right? Bowl. Instead of worrying about the hands so much, worry about your feet, because your feet have to transport you from here to there. Yeah. So this stuff, your hands are really easy. People do whatever, but this stuff, a step, it seems to fight people because they don't practice it enough. They don't practice it with the focus they need. And it makes your hands look like dynamite, but it's not your hands that do it, it's your feet that do it. If you're looking at speed, you're looking at someone who's got a massive velocity, and you're looking at the film that's out there, and you're looking at some of the soundtrack behind it, and you're going, man, this guy's the goods. What I ask you is this: can they get from A to B, and they get to B before you saw them move? Like, that's impressive. If they can cover some distance, they can cover some ground, right? So that train to have a lot of speed so that you can operate at 75% speed. Like, you can do something really fast. Hot one of you early on tonight, I'll never go that speed in a fight because it's too fast. Like, how good are your brakes going to be? Your shock absorber's going around the corner. When something starts up, it's going to be when you're doing it at full speed. So if my move at full speed is something like that, that's insane to try and do that in real life if that's my full speed. It would be far better for me to do things at a rate where I can, if things stuff up, I've still got a clean lead, okay? So practice to be fast so you don't need to go full speed. And practice to be smart. Like, even at this pace, I can catch someone because my hand goes first. Thanks.